Coaches, Rick Stewart of All Access Coaching. I'm really excited to bring you this free video, and make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data as far as what coaches want. And also, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing weekly YouTube clinics for free. And if you hit the like and subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload new content. We're uploading 3 or 4 videos every week.
This is kind of tough putting it into a PowerPoint slide, but the first part of the sheet, and this is Carthage, the state champion. We played them in the 3rd round this year. Number one, we want to know their fronts. We're going to know their coverage. You're going to know their stunts. We want to know goal line fronts, down and distant tendencies, personnel tendencies. And again, all my strong side coaches watching is those linebackers. And when number 5's on the strong side, he's going to go with the strength. Number 6 is always to the quick. Who's the first backup linebacker to come in? Does it change their front? Does it change down the distance? And all those things. All he has to worry about is the linebackers. And I feel like that identifies and give him cues on exactly what he needs to look for. Along with this sheet, things to consider when you're game planning. Do they flip their personnel? Do they flip their front, linebackers, safeties, corners? Is it oriented, is it attack or is it sit and read? How do the DMs play the kick out, squeeze or squares, chase or spill? Do they stem? What's their base schemes, if any, to draw motions and penalties? If somebody wants to move up front. And how are we going to adjust to that? Are they vulnerable to dummy calls? Do we want to get up there and initiate a snap count, but really we're freezing? Do they adjust to dummy and look calls? Their best blitzes, what blitz will we see? Which fronts are more likely to get blitz out of? When they shade the nose, when they throw a shade the nose, we call it quick. We showed it quicker. We're going to get a strong A fire on that deal. Keys and tips to alert us when the front is changing. Do they do anything different on series getting hurt, the previous series? Are they going to change? Do they change on down and distance? How do they play our balance sets, which we call our A set? How do they play an unbalanced set? Again, any of this stuff I will send to you. I've got copies of PDFs or really Microsoft Word documents, and I'd be more than happy to share it. But how do they play our twins over or unbalanced? How do they have they seen it? Have they been hurt with it? Heck, some of them never have defended 2 tight ends. How do they adjust? Have they been hurt? Are there any glaring formation tendencies? Are the linebackers attacking downhill, lateral? I also want to find out who they're reading. Do our base protections hold up? Do we need to alter them? Do they have an individual that may force us to alter protection and schemes? For instance, down here, their best linebacker, well, Carthage, number 5, he's already been offered by OU, UT, and everybody else in the world, and he's only a junior. Well, we got to know number 5, and so who do we need to attack? Probably not him, and so we go away from him. But our coach find who's their best defensive tackle, who's their best defensive end, who's their best linebacker, and who can we go at? And sometimes it's none of them, and so we better go in knowing that we may not have a chance. But do we need to avoid them? Are the sweep plays best to the strong end or away? That'd be to our strong side or our quick side. Do we need to false key the defensive ends? Do we need to false key linebackers? Who are they on? They on fullback? They on guards? Who's their best cover corner? Who we need to attack? Do they flip field and boundary, etc.? Can we challenge any of them? Are they loose? Who's the best strong safety, free safety? Who can we attack? Sometimes we get 8-man box. Well, there's only one free. And so that's easy for the running back coach to go break down the secondary. Who do we need to account for in the run game according to the safety? Our best formation to limit safety run support. Our best double move calls, explosive plays, run plays that they've been hurt on. Of course, when you run the slot T, sometimes they may have never defended it or even defended a tight end, so it's a guessing game. The pass plays they've been hurt on. What are our best shots? What are our best formations? How do they play in the second half? They fatigued. They got any 2-way guys? Who do we need to go for? Can our jet tempo, our red ball, can it affect them? Have they defended any sweep or fly sweep or jets? Have they defended any RPOs? We do have just a couple built in. How well will their safety defend vertical routes? Are there any voids, mesh routes or rub routes work? What about our boots, drags, etc.? What are the best quick game throws? Again, lots of stuff to go over, but sometimes when you're only scouting a couple of different positions or players, you can answer all these, and we can formulate a game plan quickly without 4 to 5 guys watching one video screen. We don't do that. I let them go off for 4 to 5 hours and get their work done. I list over here in pregame, you know, what time we're starting to tape, what time specialties go out, what time the rest of the O-line, D-line joins us, what time we're warming up, what time we get into Indy, and what time we get into team, what time we kick the PAT. That's all listed here. Also post that in the locker room and give it to the coaches beforehand. But on this offensive game plan sheet, you know, talking about killing the clock, it'll have times listed there. If there's minute 32 on the clock, you know, right here, with 3 timeouts, time we can burn. If they've got 3, if they've got 2, we can burn 37. If they've got 1, if they have no timeouts, we can burn 135. Got to have that with you. All that's there in our time, you know, killing the clock time sheet, timeout type scenario. Offense and defensive notes. I always list who my captains are for this week. And I always put our offensive formation. I put the defensive starter numbers here on this sheet so that if number 5 is not in the game, well, who's their backup? Okay, may have to go check and see how good he is. Defensively, same thing. Who are the offensive starters? Just so I know in case there's any platoon guys or two-way guys, see if they may be gassed at certain times. I need to find out where they are. And I put who's our best player, how many times has he touches it. If he hadn't touched it a couple times, then that's my fault. So I put it in here of what players need to touch it, how many times. Right here, our percentage pass. What are our best 8 percentage pass plays? What plays are we going to run out of gate? You know, when you do your PAT, we line up in gate, don't do it a whole lot, but which 4 are we going to work that week? What are our audible packages that week? Are there dummy calls? Are there calls in which we're going to hesitate the line of scrimmage and change those types of things? Sorry. I list our traps. I list our sweeps. I list our play action. I list our pass, and any new ones this week are listed, so I have access to it. That's one side of the sheet. On the back side, here you go. I know you may not be able to see this, but you know, second and normal, here's your runs. Here's your passes. Second long, third and long. Second short, third and medium, third and short, fourth and 6, fourth, just so on and so forth. 4-minute offense, 2 minutes offense. Your last 3 plays, we got to take some shots. You know, what are my home runs this week? What are the plays we want to come out with? Here's your first half script. Here's your second half script. Do we always stay with it? Nope. You find something that works, we may just stick with that. Here's a play action deep. Here's a gadget play for the week. Down at the bottom here, of course, there's your specials. And, of course, the timeouts and what time they took them and the timeouts, because I don't always trust officials. They have documented when they took a timeout and how many they have and how many they do not have and so forth. So I thought it puts a lot of stuff in a small window that you need to have access to, because I don't have, you know, I got 1 guy up top and 2 on the field that are helping me. I don't have a whole lot of guys keep up with stuff. And so if I can't be blaming it on anybody, then it becomes my fault at that point in time. And so that ends my game plan sheet. Again, this was all about game planning for slot T success from the video on into how do you break it down? How do you match your traps and your sweeps and so forth? Our weekly schedule saying that, you know, not right, wrong, or indifferent. Mondays, as far as what we want to do game plan wise and trying to be successful. You know, we have in-season weights. In Texas, we have athletic periods. So our athletic period's first period. And so we have in-season weights. And then the athletic period for us is 7:45 to 8:45. But that's where we hustle. You know, in the AM, when it's cooler out, that's where we have sled, cage, pitch, all teams, you know, full pads, ninth and JV. That's where the volume comes in. That's where we have to get after it. That's where we're going to work. And that's in fall camp all the way through week 12, 11, 12, however long we get to play. We're going to hit the sled every week, and we're going to get in there 2 days a week and get after it. Our freshmen then, which is a different athletic period, they have afternoon workouts. And so they'll get weights in the period, and then they'll go get back after school. So if we get out at 3:45, then we're on the field for afternoon workout on Monday. So that's just a snapshot real quick of, you know, a Monday going into it. We will have Monday 7 a.m. team meeting to go over the scouting report, set the theme for the week and those types of things. And I'll get into that on our next clinic, which is, I think, here at 3 o'clock.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data. And if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do free YouTube clinics. And you also get notified when I'm doing those YouTube clinics and when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches.